Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Whilst this time I am unable to bring you leaks from the MCOC player 920, or as he is calling himself on Twitter now, banned player 920 because he hasn't posted any, there does appear to be a new source of leaks in the community. Therefore, before we head any further, I want to put a very heavy emphasis on the Trust Me Bro source that we have this time around, or the nature of the Trust Me Bro source, which effectively means this is a leak. This is not officially confirmed information. Anything and everything, that is not in the game is subject to change by Kabam. They can choose to do it at any given point. And you should take everything we discuss in this video with a grain of salt. Especially so with this iteration, because it is a new source that hasn't, had the most proven track record in the MCOC. So there is a potential for error. But despite that, I chose to talk about these two champions because, well, one of them is definitely something that I have been waiting for quite a while. And I think one or both of them could actually be quite controversial. But one of them is definitely well known. So, this is your last warning. If you do not wish to know potentially leaked champions for the month of February, turn away now, even though I wouldn't know why you even clicked on this video. But okay, so let's start with this one first. We do have Anima. So obviously, he is our little favorite Nazi hamster scientist. Overall, I'd probably rate him as the third favorite Nazi of modern era. How many Nazis are in Marvel, by the way? Where would you rank him in your all-time Marvel Nazi list? Anyways, we all know this adorable Nazi that eventually made himself immortal and like a tech robot type of thing. We all remember him from the Captain America movies. We do remember him from, well, first Captain America, second Captain America when he was a robot. And is he making a comeback? I think I heard somewhere that he's making a comeback in Marvel. But either way, our little Nazi hamster is coming to the game. So Dr. Anima, the Swiss scientist, keep in mind, he's Swiss, he's not German. Swiss were not innocent. Scientist working for the Nazis during World War II, and he was involved in Project Nietzsche. He had become the mad biochemist, and after deciphering notes left by the deviants, later was able to digitize and transfer his consciousness into a robotic body, allowing him to continue his experiments well into the next century, such as cloning Mr. Hitler and creating his children, Ian and Jet. Zola often affiliated with Red Skull and or Hydra, and he once was offered the seat of High Council of Hydra. Oh, look at that adorable, cute scientist, right? So, studied genetics, was in Nazi party, played a role in Hydra, World War II, Let's break down his abilities. So, obviously, he doesn't have much going on in terms of fighting skills. But quite a brain bucket on him. So super genius intelligence. Anima possesses a brilliant mind with a knowledge of technological understanding far beyond the standard of the time. Expert biochemist, Anima is considered one of the greatest genetic engineers in history. A biochemist whose knowledge of genetics was enhanced by his study of DNA and science. He studied under Vladislav Shinsky. Robotic expert. He was able to build a functioning robot body with the limited technology of 1940s. He has, obviously, his robotic body and ESP box, which effectively lets him mind control his creations primarily and override their consciousness and transfer his mind. Every time his body gets destroyed, he just, re-downloads himself into a bioservant body and has a mind ray. And there you go. He uses exotic weaponry, androids, genetically engineered lackeys in his schemes. His androids or bioservants can host Zola's mind and life force as well. Zola applies mental commands to his creation in form of energy bolts, similar in the purpose of the ESP box that has a limited range, and effectively he is a big evil meanie that wants to take over the world and do experiments. He's the type of champion that I would love to see coming in the game, though. Additionally, while Zola doesn't need sleep, he occasionally must shut down to perform server maintenance to update his data storage. So he has something in common with the MCOC game itself, and on top of everything else, I do think he's the type of character that, we need more of in the game. And I'm not talking specifically about him being a Nazi, by the way. I am talking about he's a recognizable character that has had, major roles to play in significant events. I think just about everybody with vague or minimal knowledge of Marvel, or moderate knowledge of Marvel would know him or recognize him. If it not by the name, people would be like, hey, that was that, evil scientist guy or something. And, I do recall seeing him in various different cartoons as a kid, and he's the type of Marvel character, again, that, is on brand with Marvel, right? That many of us know. And additionally, with him being entirely kind of like mad scientist, robot building, android using, mind re-downloading type of guy, I think Kabam can do a shit ton of things with him. Theoretically, he can have every immunity under the sun, every different type of dot effect under the sun. He can have, just about any ability Kabam can cook up with. He can have 50,000 life model decoys or whatever the crap. There is infinite potential for where Kabam can take his abilities and can have a ton of fun with it. So I think he, again, fits quite perfectly, this game. The freedoms of the design language and just about everything. It is quite clear that he's going to be a tech character in nature because he's effectively using a robot body and has everything. His power effectively has everything to do with robots and tech. I think it's a very, very good, long overdue pick joining the game. On to the next one. This is a champion and character I know nothing about. I'm hearing for the first time. I'm not particularly captivated about. He effectively is the sidekick of the Captain America Sam Wilson hashtag, not the real Captain America. So, and he's the type of character that, I just don't care about. I have never heard about him. I read about him briefly. I still don't care about him. If he's good, I'll play with him. But ultimately, as far as I'm concerned, he could be a Yellow Power Ranger. Yellow Power Ranger has more kind of like association to me. What I'm trying to say with that is just complete unknown that I personally do not find, cool or exciting. He's not, a robot that transfers life. He's a Birdman. There you go. We do have Captain America, Birdman sidekick coming to the game. That I did not know existed prior to this. And he, in my opinion, is effectively a perfect example of a character that I think whatever of. Again, if he's going to be good in the game, sure, I'm going to use him. It's not going to stop me from, utilizing him. But if he's bad, will I be disappointed? When I pull him from a Titan Crystal or something, I probably would be. But other than that, I feel zero personal attachment or investment with him succeeding as a character as well, is what I'm trying to say. I'm sure that's not the same for everybody, but at the same time, I do think Kabam could be doing way better job introducing champions that many more people have some sort of recognition or desire for. So, I'm an Arizona boy, I see a lot of hope. It's obviously about modern social commentary as well, I suppose, which again is, I believe the type of thing Kabam should potentially avoid. So, I'm an Arizona boy. I see a lot of hopefuls on the Mexican border struggling to get into the US. America means opportunity to them. It means freedom from tyranny. Have a very big place in my heart. Freedom. There you go. That's the opening text of the character. Effectively, he got kidnapped by a mad scientist, experimented upon, and got his hybrid physiology, so powers. As a result of Karl Mau's experiments, Hawking was turned into a bird hybrid between falcon and a human. However, Redwing was used to transform Hawking, and he turned out to be a vampiric, giving the young man additional abilities which mostly manifested in being unable to revert to his transformation. He can fly by flapping his arms, which again, objectively speaking, is the lamest form of flying. Regenerative healing factor, because avian carriers of vampirism don't suffer from a lot of the side effects that affect humans. Only some effects of that condition were transferred to Hawking. The most notable of his abilities is a regenerative healing factor, which prevents Hawking from turning back to human. Claire Temple theorized that this regenerative abilities could even regrow parts of Hawking's body. Psychic link, effectively he has a psychic link with Redwing, which then gives him a psychic link with Sam Wilson. Notes, Hawking was 17 years old at the beginning of his story. After Sam Wilson returned to the mantle of Falcon, Patriot jokingly suggested the following codenames for Hawking: Squawkman, the Furious Feather, the Whirling Birdie. And again, so Mr. Furious Feather, Falcon, the new Falcon. Never heard of him, don't care for him, not excited for him. Again, if he's gonna be good, sure, cool, but if he isn't, yeah. So, there we go. We got Zola, and we got Hawking. So, Hawking's probably science. Should be science, because, you know, experimented by science. And Zola is obviously going to be tech. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye-bye. Hello there, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So, we have all the information about